Hey guys, it's Frank from Cruising with Wheels. Today is Saturday, November 24th. That's right. Kevin and I, along with Dave and Darlene, are already flying down to Florida. That's right. While you're watching this video, we are already heading down to sunny Florida, where tomorrow we will board the NCL Getaway for a great 7-night Western Caribbean cruise. But while we're doing that, I'm going to take you on a tour of some stories about people who just don't listen. That's right. In this episode of Frank Pushes Back. Now you know that Judge Judy always says, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So open up your ears and just listen. In today's video, I'm going to tell you stories about people who just don't listen. And it's going to make you want to shake some of these people senseless. When we were on the NCL Gem in 2015, it sailed out of New York City, and we had just arrived at JFK Airport. Now, because I'm in a wheelchair, I am the last one off the plane, as usual. And Kevin is usually out on the jetway, waiting for them to bring my wheelchair up from cargo. So I'm alone, usually, in the plane, sitting there, getting nervous that I'm going to be left abandoned and flown off to the next destination. So he's out there, and the jetway agent starts to disconnect the jetway from the plane. And Kevin is standing there, and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And she goes, "We're done. I'm disconnecting this." And he says, "No, my husband's still on the plane." And she's like, "No, the plane's empty. The plane's empty. There's no one on board." And she's still continuing to disconnect things. And he's like, "No, my husband's on the plane." No, you're wrong. You're wrong. And he told her like 3 times, but she just wouldn't listen. And then the pilot comes and looks at Kevin and goes, "Isn't he off the plane yet?" And Kevin goes, "No, we're still waiting for the wheelchair to come up." And then the pilot looks at the agent and goes, "We still have a passenger on the plane." And she looks at Kevin and goes, "Well, why didn't you say something and tell me that?" And Kevin was like, "I did tell you 3 times, you idiot. You just wouldn't listen." And she's trying to blame him. So she's, not losing face and embarrassed with the pilot that she's not listening to a passenger tell her that we still have someone on the plane. I don't know what's wrong with these people. I don't know why they wouldn't listen. Why does she think Kevin is standing there all by himself when everyone else is gone? Obviously, he's waiting for... Does she think he's there to supervise her dismantling of the jetway? I don't think so. These people sometimes act like morons when they just don't listen. Next, of course, you all know the infamous food thief. Yep, that lady who has taken the entire tray of sticky buns and also the entire bucket of veal stew out of the buffet line. Yep, she was told several times by the crew member servicing the buffet line, "You can't do that. You can't just take trays of food out." But you know what? She just didn't listen. Didn't want to listen, didn't care. And by the time we arrived on that next time she did it, they were ripping her a new butthole. Yep. "Hello, security. I need you here up in the Garden Cafe. We have a passenger who's still trying to steal food off of the buffet line." Yeah, It's security time because she just wouldn't listen when they told her you can't do that. I don't know what's wrong with these people. They think that, they're running crap here on the ship. They don't have to follow any rules and regulations. What's up with that? And on the way back to our cabin, Kevin leaves me in the atrium, so I'm journaling away, and he goes running back, only to find some crazy lady trying to get in our cabin. Yep, he walks up to her, as you well know the infamous story of the French twist. Yep, that drunken French lady trying to get her key card into our cabin door, trying to get in. And Kevin is telling her, "Excuse me, what are you doing?" My cabin, my cabin. And he's going, yeah, of course her key card isn't working because it's, I don't know, not her cabin. And he's telling her, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but this isn't your cabin. This is my cabin." No, you go away. My cabin, this is my cabin. He goes, "No, it's not." But she just isn't listening. So what does he do? He shoves her aside, puts his key card in the door opens, in he walks. She starts screaming, "Masher, Masher, Masher." And he's like, "Nah," and slams the door in her face. She kind of had an excuse. She's drunk. She's French. She's on the wrong deck, probably, in the wrong cabin, clueless, and and she just staggered off. But again, she just wouldn't listen. On every cruise, you have the same people. Yep, the guests that don't want to participate in the muster drill. Now, muster drill is required. Every guest on board must be at the muster drill. Depending on the ship's protocols, they either scan your sail and sign card or you sign off on their worksheet next to your name that you have attended the muster drill. But you've got those people who are like, "Nah, I'm not going. That's all just BS. I've been there before. I'm going to sit here at the bar and I'm going to drink myself into a stupor, falling down drunk before the ship even leaves port." And as much as they're told you must be part of the muster drill, they just don't listen. And you know what happens? The ship doesn't leave port, and the crew goes to track them down. Yeah, that's right. Track them down like the dogs that they are. Because it is required that they participate. That's right. They're going to come and get you. And they're going to go over all the safety procedures. So if you think you're going to skip the muster drill, guess again, you're not. Most of the cruise lines actually shut down the bars to discourage guests from thinking that they can just hang out and drink themselves into oblivion while the rest of us are learning about safety. It's not going to happen. You will listen. You will participate. This ship isn't leaving port until 100% of the guests are signed off. Now, speaking of muster drill, yep, there's always more drama associated with it. Yep, we were back on the NCL Gem in 2017, and we were assigned down in the main dining room. So we get down to deck 6, lower level where the ramp is, and we roll in. Now, they had this set up where we were assigned to a specific area, and we were supposed to sit in area H3. Now, the entire dining room was set up in areas of H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, etc. And every area, every H area, had a crew member assigned to it. And they walked around with their clipboard, and on the clipboard had all our printed names and cabin numbers. So we went to find our area, H3, and Kevin was like, "Come on over." Oh, thank God. And there was, a single seat there. So he kind of pushed my wheelchair and kind of wedged me in next to a pillar where the H3 sign was. And he grabbed the last seat. So we're sitting there and we're watching everybody still streaming, and we're talking about, wow, this is a little different. And, well, at least we're in the right place, H3. And so this lady must have overheard us talking. And, of course, she's got to insert herself. And she starts screaming at Kevin. You're in the wrong area. You don't belong here. This is for H4. And Kevin's like, no, it's not. This is H3. We know where we belong. No. You don't belong here. You're in the wrong area. You need to go. You're not supposed to be here. This is H4. And she just wouldn't listen to Kevin when he said, no, it's H3. We know where we're supposed to be. Why don't you mind your own business? And she's like, oh, how dare you speak to me that way? So we're sitting there and I'm thinking, what is wrong with her? Shut the F up, lady. Mind your own business. So the crew member comes by and they're starting to checklist people. And he gets to us and he wants to see each of our sail and sign cards. So he grabs a card and he goes, okay, okay, you're H3, your names, and then we give him our names. And he goes, yep, here you are. And he hands us a clipboard and I sign my name and Kevin signs his name. Then he goes to the lady, right? And she's like, got her card. And she's like all proud, out and proud there. I'm here. I'm in the right place. Here's my card. And so the guy's like, you're not on the list. You're not H3. You're not in the right spot. You don't belong in this section. So Kevin turns and goes, yeah, I told her she was in the wrong spot, but she wouldn't listen. And I was like, slam. Honestly, if she had just paid attention and read the sign, she would know she was not in H4. She was in H3, where she didn't belong. But she just wouldn't listen. And now she was made to look like the fool that she was. Now, on that gem cruise, you all know, we went through a huge storm sailing down the east coast to Florida. It was bad. Everybody on board was sick. Seasickness and puking, including Kevin. But you know what? He went days of puking. He was in bed. He was out of bed. He was in the bathroom. He was out of the bathroom. He was out on the ship walking around. He came back to the cabin. This went on for 2 days. Sick and puking and blah. But you know what? He just wouldn't listen when I told him, maybe you should go find some medicine. Go down to the ship's store. But no, he didn't listen. So he spent 2 days of not eating and puking, sick to his stomach. And finally, after the second day, when the storms were over and everything went back to normal, he went to the ship's store and got some nausea medicine. Dabbed it behind his ears, and in like 10 seconds was cured. Yep, could have been cured 2 days ago if he just listened to my advice. But he's so stubborn sometimes, he just doesn't listen. What can you do? You know how husbands are. Our Carnival Valor cruise in 2016, there was an issue with this family that had a couple of teenage boys traveling with them. And the boys were like 14, 15 maybe. And they just wouldn't listen. And it's not like they weren't listening to their parents, but because their parents were part of the problem. Yeah. They kept coming into the casino playing the slot machines. And every time the hostess would throw them out and say, you can't be in here. It's illegal. Minors are not allowed to be in the casino. You can't be in here, let alone be in here playing. And they had so many conversations with their parents, telling them, you need to keep these boys out of here, or there's going to be a problem. But the parents and the boys just wouldn't listen. And every time we were in the casino, and every time we turned around, the parents were helping the boys sneak into the casino. And the boys were playing the slots. The boys were playing some coin machines. And everybody who was in there, including us, would grab the hostess and say, there they are again. Because we were all witnessing them being thrown out and witnessing the parents being told they can't be in here. But the parents wouldn't listen. So, conversation upon conversation was had with this family. And then one day, apparently, from what we heard, the hostess found one of the boys in a back corner playing a slot machine. And she went over and said, what are you doing here? We told you you can't be in here. It's not allowed. And that little asswipe looked at her and said, F off! You can't tell me what to do or where to go. Creepy little kid. Well, that hostess hit that cash out button on the slot machine, grabbed his card and the slip, and said, if your parents want this, they need to come and see me. And off she walked. Well, go to find out, security finally got involved. And they revoked everybody's sale and sign card in that family. Yep, everyone. The mother, the father, all the kids, whoever was part of that cabin and part of that group, they took away and revoked their sale and sign cards. And they were not allowed to use them for anything on the ship, which means they couldn't buy anything in the shops on the ship. They couldn't use them to go and buy specialty dinners. Nothing. They were banned from the casino, cards banned from purchasing anything for the rest of the cruise. And why? Because they just wouldn't listen. So, too bad for you. You brought it on yourself. You and your spoiled, rotten little teenagers, those little cockroaches that they were. Now, getting off that Carnival cruise, we did self-assist. We decided that we were not going to put our luggage outside the door the night before, so that we wouldn't have to go down into the port terminal and find our luggage amidst 1,000 pieces of luggage strewn all over the port floor. We wanted to, this time we were going to test self-assist, and we were going to handle our own luggage, get off the ship, and just head right to customs and out the door to get our car service to pick us up. So we get off the ship, we get into port. Kevin, I've got the luggage. Kevin's got his backpack. I've got the luggage, my tote, and he's wheeling me onto the elevator, and he gets me down to the lower level of the port terminal. So we're there, and hundreds of people, big, massive crowd. And the port agents are there, directing people as we get off the elevator. Luggage area is over there, luggage area is over there, over here to get your luggage. So, we're rolling, and we've got our luggage. So we say to her, we've got our luggage. So we don't need to go to the luggage area. We just want to get to customs. Luggage area is over there. Luggage area is over there. I mean, she just wouldn't listen. And he's like, we've got our luggage. Where's the customs? Just get us to customs. Over there for the luggage. It's like, hello? Hello? Are you alive? Hello? Turn the button off. You're not listening. So another agent's walking by, and Kevin grabs her and says, can you just tell us where to go to customs? we've got our luggage. We just want to get to customs. And she's like, oh, over there. Go right over there and around the corner, and you're going to find customs. And he's like, oh, thank God. So he's wheeling me, right? And I've got the luggage, and we're trying to meander our way through the crowd, which is a horrendous, those of you who know disembarkation day at the port, it's crazy. So we go to where she tells us, and it's a dead end. Total dead end of the port terminal. That's not where customs is. So he is furious, as well as I am. Because you know, when you're in a wheelchair, loaded down with luggage, you can't afford to be misdirected by people. It's not like you're walking and you get around the corner and go, oh, she sent us to the wrong place. And you can easily turn around and go running back. Well, when you're in a wheelchair, you can't do that. Because, you're rolling through and everyone's knocking into you and, everyone's in the way. So we go rolling back to the way we came. And we say to the lady, the one that said, that's not where customs is. Why did you send us there? You sent us to the wrong place. Do you know what a nightmare it was getting back with me pushing him in a wheelchair? And you know what she did? She gave us the finger and told us to F off and walked away. Do you believe that? Yeah, an agent of the port terminal. Yeah, taking responsibility for directing passengers to the wrong area of the terminal. The finger and F off was her response, an apparent apology to us. Yeah, we reported her. And when we reported her, for those of you who have seen that story from Tales from the High Seas, the person we reported her to said that we were liars and said that we made it all up and that she never told us to F off and she never gave us the finger and it was all a made-up story. Unbelievable. The people there just wouldn't listen. So if you run into people like this who are just not listening to what you're saying, I don't know what you're going to do. Maybe you should just grab them by the shoulders and shake them and just say, will you listen to what I'm saying? I don't know, whatever works for you. But these are the stories of the crazy people we've run into. And some of them I've been married to. Yep, just wouldn't listen. So, there you have it. And on behalf of Kevin and myself from Cruising with Wheels, I want to remind all of you that if you're not regular subscribers and you're just watching this video, hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell next to it because you'll get automatic notifications every time one of our videos goes live. That's right. And usually our videos are uploaded every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning for your viewing pleasure. Yep, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. And remember always to travel safe and cruise often.